What is this video all about? This video is here to help us learn more about the NFL. So whether you're a rookie and you've just come into the NFL and you've just found this video, or whether you've been a fan for 10 years, it doesn't matter. You're going to learn something. I can guarantee you by level 5, which is the first set of videos I'm going to do, you will be struggling to complete that level. So what's the plan? So for 5 weeks or for 5 levels, depending on how quickly I get them filmed, we are going to go through different challenges, okay? So level 1, I might as well say it now. Level 1, we're going to do the teams and the divisions that they come in and their starting quarterback, okay? But I'll get to more about the challenge for this level in a minute. If we want to learn more, we want to go further and we want to be able to have more conversations and have more of an understanding about the NFL, we do need to learn more about the teams and the players. It is quite overwhelming because there's 32 teams and each roster during season has 53 players in it. There's a lot of people to remember. Don't worry, we're not going to be remembering them all. And even if we do get to that stage, it's going to be in stages, so you learn to do it gradually, okay? So it's going to be great. It's going to be good to get your friends involved as well, challenge them, see how you can compete against them and how you can get better together. This helps with fantasy football season, but it also just helps when you're listening to podcasts and they're talking about certain players. You already know that that player plays for the Jaguars or that player plays for the Chiefs or what stadium this team plays in, okay? But these are future challenges. And if you're sat here thinking, I know everything, well then maybe you should watch these and challenge yourself, because I'm pretty sure you may stumble or struggle on certain things. If you don't, fair play, you can have this job. As I mentioned, level 1 is where I started. You're going to learn all 32 teams, the divisions that they're in, and then the conference, okay? So you're going to say AFC North, Baltimore Ravens, etc., 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 and you're going to go through team, okay? With that, you're going to also name the starting quarterback for each of those teams. And you may be saying, well, some teams have more than one quarterback. We're not sure who's starting yet this season. Exactly. So for those teams, for example, the Cleveland Browns, who in free agency got Tyrod Taylor, but they also then drafted Baker Mayfield, you need to name both them players because there's a chance we get told that Tyrod Taylor's starting, but there's a chance Baker Mayfield will in this season. By next week, we need to know every team, the division and the conference they're in, and their starting or backup quarterback if they're challenging for the number 1 spot, okay? So like I said, I'll go into next week, I'll complete the challenge, and then I'll set level 2, okay? And then we'll wait the following week for that. And by the time we get to the season, we're all going to be experts about the NFL, and we won't need to be wondering what teams have what teams have lack depth as well, because we're going to get into a bit of that as well, okay? So my tips. If you want to learn the teams, it really helped me to look at an actual American map while I was doing it, okay? So if you just type in the 32 NFL teams on a map, it will show you where they are positioned in the country. And the majority of them make sense to what division they're in. It is logical, okay? So you can work out then in the NFC East that the New York Giants are actually on the East Coast, and it makes sense, okay? So that really does help. My second tip with the quarterbacks would be to get onto fantasy football. Go to the database for fantasy football because there are so many players on there, it is easy to learn. So if you do a season of fantasy football, you do just generally learn a lot of players because you're considering them for your team. So maybe use ESPN or the NFL app and get on there and type in quarterbacks and go through all league, and you can easily see the quarterbacks there. If not, the NFL have just done a article saying projected starters for the NFL, okay? And I'm going to be using this for the other levels as well because we're going to do multiple player levels, okay? And so a guy called Greg Rosenthal has gone through all the NFL teams and he's set his projected starters, okay? So your quarterbacks are going to be on there, so you can see it on there, okay? And if there's a challenging for the quarterback, he's going to list it and you have a backup, okay? Again, Googling rosters works just as well. Like the video if it's helped you out. Subscribe if you don't want to miss the next 5. You get notifications on YouTube when they're out. And by level 5, we will be in a great place for the season, okay? And then potentially in the future, we'll go up to level 10 and things like that, but we'll see how we get on here, okay? Thanks so much for just supporting me. It does mean a lot. And hopefully this really helps us to learn more about the NFL. Cheers.